6. This is the first of the home learning videos that I'll be doing for you each week. Your homework you will find in the usual place, which is on the school website. So you will go in, you'll look for the date tabs that are on the right hand side of the page, and you'll pick the latest date. So this is the homework for week commencing the 20th of April. Once you've opened that folder, you will find lots of individual instructions for you for each piece of work that you need to be doing this week. However, the first one that I'd like you to pull up is the home learning schedule, the timetable that we started to write for you, and it looks something like this. Now what I'd like to do now is to take you through this timetable so that you have an idea of what you could be doing and how to structure your learning day. What I will say at this point is that this timetable is flexible. It's not to be stuck to rigidly. You can chop bits out, put them in, just make it work with your lifestyle while you're learning at home. So it's very flexible, but what we have done for you is put some structure in and also given you some indications of the time that you should be taking over each piece of work. So hopefully that will help you. Now I do hope that you can see this clearly, but if you can't, if you can just have it open in front of you or print it off at home if you can, or look at it at a later date. So if you can see, each day starts off with independent reading, and we're suggesting you do that for 20 minutes. Now the independent reading that you can do could be listening to the David Walliams 11s, and you don't have to listen to that at 11, it's there, it's put up at 11 o'clock, but you can listen to it at any time throughout the day to suit you. Or you can choose a book that you would like to read yourself. Then you can go into Times Table Rockstars for 30 minutes each day to practice and keep going on those times tables, because you were really whizzy with them before you actually left school. So keep that going so that when you come back, you still got them and you can use them and have that rapid recall that you had before you left. Then we go into maths. Now maths you should be doing for 45 minutes to an hour each day. And you're using the IC Maths program, which I'll show you in a minute how to access it if you haven't already accessed it over the Easter break. Then you go into a spellings quiz, which I've set up for you. You'll do that one day, and then for the rest of the week you will do the spellings that you got wrong and practice them, and then go back in at the end of the week and do the quiz again and see how you're doing. Again, I'll take you through that quiz and how to access it in a minute. Then each day you go out on, you do some writing. There's tasks to do each day on the writing, and you should be spending about 30 minutes on that each day, or you could clump it together and do an hour one day and not the next day. It's up to you to manage your time. But again, I'll take you through that writing in a minute. And then we get to the point where you have a different activity on each day. And again, you can mix these up. If you don't fancy doing poetry on Monday and quite fancy doing that on Thursday, do that. It's up to you. This is a very flexible timetable. Again, it has to fit in with what you're doing. So here I put poetry. Again, you should be spending about 30, 45 minutes doing the poetry task, working your way through it, but I'll talk you through that and what I need you to do shortly. Then on Tuesday, I said just choose an activity that you'd like to do with your family. Do some baking, do some sewing, do some DT work, whatever you really fancy doing on that particular day. Then on Wednesday, we've got some art to do. Thursday, again, like Tuesday, choose an activity that you would like to do. And then Friday, we've got some music put in for you. In addition to that, we've got some PE for you to do, because you've got to do PE on the school curriculum, the 30 minutes of activity each day to raise your heartbeat, which is what playtime's for, what your PE lessons are for, games are for. So you could do that. That could be part of your daily exercise that you go out and do, or it could be something in the back garden, or it could be Joe Wicks that you're doing. But again, I'll talk to you about that in greater detail. So that's the first thing that you pull up your timetable. Then what you'll also find is that there is a weekly overview that I have done for you here. That really just covers all the other work that you should be doing that's also on the timetable. So I'm not going to take you through that overview, but what I am going to do now is talk you through each piece of work that you could do while you're off this week. So, let me see now. First of all, let me show you maths. Now, I see maths. This is really good. The maths that you will be doing is only consolidating what you've already done in school. We're not asking you to do anything new, we're just asking you to keep your brain ticking over, remembering the things that we've taught you so that when you do come back to school, you can apply them very quickly. So the first thing you do is go into the home page. You then click on the home learning tab, and that will give you the choice of the home learning that you can do. So again, go into year 5 and 6. And then the daily lesson will come up. There are also the lessons from the previous days as well. So there's plenty to go at. Now obviously they haven't been putting up as much because it's been Easter holidays, but they're starting again properly from the 20th of April, which is when your homework is set. So you watch the video first, which is a bit like the teacher input, showing you how to do the task and talking you through the skills that you will need. And then underneath, you've actually got the task that you can do. So if I click on that, that brings up the tasks that you can do and the answers that you need to do it with. Let me just go back into here and give you another day so you get an idea of one that, there's one. So here you've got the tasks. They're already on the screen, so no need to print them out. Just do your answers on a piece of paper, and then the answers will be there at the end as well for you to do to mark your work. So don't look at the answers before you've done the work. Okay, so that's a lovely website because you get the teacher input and you also then get the questions to practice the skills that you've been taught. So then, if I take you then through the next one, which we should be doing, which would be the spelling activity that you can do. So the spellings, again, I have done a quiz for you. Now, those of you that did the quiz that I set a couple of weeks ago will know how to access this, but I will give you a code, and that code I've written, excuse me, on these instructions here. So, we've created a short quiz for you, and I've given you the link. All you have to do is copy and paste that into your browser menu, and it will bring up this page ready for you to start the quiz. All you have to do is enter your name. Now please, can you make sure that you put your Christian name and the class that you are from. So for example, if I use Derek as an example, it will be Derek Shackleton, so that then when your teachers check on how you're doing on the quiz, how you're doing with your spellings, we'll know who it's referring to. So once you put that in there and then start the game, it'll take you straight to the game. So I would do this on Monday, then that will flag up which spellings you've got wrong, and then you can practice those spellings throughout the week using the strategies that you've been using in class, and then perhaps on the Friday, once you've practiced them on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, you can go back and do the quiz again and see if you get a higher score. So that's the spelling quiz. So then, if we look at your writing task. Now these are all the instructions to help you to get onto your writing task. Now the first thing is I want you to join Authority. It's free to join and it gives you access to Author's videos and activities. So this is what their page looks like. So this is the home page that you'll come to, and you just join here. No charge for it whatsoever. Once you've joined, you then go into Classroom, which is up here. Classroom brings you to this page, and it introduces you to all these different authors. Now, the author we're focusing on this week is Anthony Horowitz, who wrote the Alex Rider series, and he's talking about Alex Rider and sharing part of his book with you in the actual clips that you'll be watching. So if you click on Anthony Horowitz, and that takes you to his page. That tells you all about him. So you can read that at your leisure. And then, if you go past all this bit where they're trying to sell the books, and you go down to the bottom, and this is where you have lots of different videos and resources that you can access. So we're suggesting that you spend about 30 minutes each day working your way through this. Now, it could be that you spend a few days looking at the videos and the tips that they talk you through, and then on the Thursday and Friday you actually look at the writer's challenge, the author's challenge, and this is the writing challenge. So this is what you come to on Thursday, and he has a challenge for you, and then on the Thursday and the Friday I would suggest that you do respond to that challenge by doing some writing. Now, all the way through here he talks about how he's written the books, that gives you top tips. Now, just as you would in class, if he's giving you tips like he is in this video about how to create a good villain, make notes, because that will help you when you come to do your writing challenge. So that takes you through your writing for the week. Then, don't need that one, don't need that one, don't need that one, don't need that one. Okay, so I've done your writing task, I've done your maths challenge, I've done your overview, I've done the quiz. Now we need to go to the Monday task that I've got for you. And the Monday task is playing with poetry. Now I know how you all like to write poetry. So here we've got a brilliant way that you can actually collect words and change them into poetry. First of all, there is a lovely video where Peter Reynolds shares with you about his book, The Word Collector, a person who likes to collect words. And then inspired by that, he says to you, well, why don't you collect some words now? And suggests that you actually go to your favourite books and collect some words from that. And then he talks to you about playing with the words and grouping them together and thinking about making sentences with them, and then or using them in your poetry, and then structuring your poetry, and then at the end revising your poem, polishing it off, editing it, and publishing it, and sharing it. Now, your class teachers will be contacting you, and it will be on the school website as well, but we've now got a school email address, a class email address, where you can email us with some of your thoughts, some of your homework that you've done, anyone that wants a bit of a shout out to say hello. You could share your poetry with us through the class email. So that would be really nice if you did that. So again, that was your Monday task. Now, on your Wednesday task, you have some art to do. Again, it doesn't have to be done on Wednesday, but we are actually asking you to do something called a Untitled, which is a bit like doodling, but doodling in a structured way. Now, again, there is a website to watch where they model how to do it, and they show you how to set your page up so that you could start to do the artwork. When you've finished, again, why don't you share your artwork with me, take a photograph of it, upload it to the class email, and then we can share it perhaps on our next chat with you. So that would be really nice if you did that. And then finally, the last thing that we have to do, which is Friday, is the music. So this music, again, there's a little video for you to watch. It's only about 4 minutes long. And then it's showing you how you can use household objects to make music with. So that would be really good if you did that. Just be inventive. How many musical instruments can you make? Could you get a band going in your family? It'd be good if you recorded that. And then again, we could play that and share it with the rest of the class. So that then is your home learning. Now the only other thing I want to show you is at the bottom here is some PE ideas, but for some reason and it's not coming up on the screen. Let me see if I can just reload that again for you, so that we can see the picture, because I really wanted to show you that. No. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so that doesn't want to be shown. I can't show you that at the moment. But on your actual sheet, you will have, if you look at it on your own screens, you will have a table of other activities that you could do for PE in your garden. So finally, let's go back to our timetable. Now, again, I want to say that this timetable is only set up to give you some structure, to help you. If it doesn't help you, don't follow this structure. Make it fit into your own lifestyle that you've got at home when you're learning at home. So that's about it then, Year 6. I'll speak to you next week with the next week's home learning. Hopefully you found this helpful. So take care.